What's good? You're listening to Headphones, a podcast by musicians for musicians, where we play music, talk music, and make sweet little freaking music babies for your ears. I'm G-Nick, just like that. We're bringing you the sound. Today, I'm with my bro Dan. I'm always with Dan. What the fuck? This is my brother. I'm always with Okay, so we're giving you the updates first.
The updates
due to us having an actual band with a debut album coming up. So screw interruptions. You know what I'm saying? Dan, what we got? So the title for today's episode is Introducing the Neighbors.
That's us.
This is my brother's band. You know what I'm saying? That's them. They are who it is, what it do, when it did, what it was, which is them, because they are. You know, he's here to share some info about his upcoming album, Revival, which I've been a part of behind the scenes, seeing him and Tom and Bill. You know, I respect them so much as far as like their creativity and ingenuity, man, and especially the sound. And, you know, we are going to have some performances for you in this podcast. You know, we can't get too much. We're going to give you a taste. We can't give you the recipe now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, but this is definitely going to bring goosebumps and a part of your soul that you probably didn't even know you had to the forefront.
I can tell you.
All right, we have updates. Bellevue,
Farmers Market.
Bellevue Farmers Market.
That's this week, today.
It's today?
Well, when they're hearing it, it's going to be Thursday.
Oh, okay, right. I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
Back to the future, Dan. I apologize. So Farmers
He's like,
Market.
whoa, hold on. We should be getting ready for that.
Right, man. I need you to. Right. Oh my god. And I was actually watching y'all get prepared. Like, it was crazy. Okay. So I need you to tell us a little bit about Bellevue.
The Bellevue Farmers Market in Tennessee, Belfleur Bakery or Belfleur Pastries is who is going to be there. She sells macarons. They're super fresh. She does private orders and all that stuff too. So check that out. But I'll be there.
Delicious.
I don't know if we'll be selling any books yet this week, but we will be selling books this summer at the Bellevue Farmers Market. So that's that. Yep.
All right, man. And this Rocket Science.
Rocket Science
number one.
That's my sister Angel. She'll be doing that episode. Is premiering on.
Hey, she is.
Tomorrow.
It is premiering on tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
On tomorrow.
If everything goes according to plan, you're gonna see it tomorrow.
That's right.
And then episode 2 of Rocket Science is
there
this guy.
All right. You know
this
what I'm saying?
Because
This guy.
The
Me. Okay. And a snake, if it would have bit me, well, let's just say I've had a lot of instances where if it was a snake, it definitely would have bit me.
If it were the snake, it would have been.
I mean, y'all have probably heard a couple of those instances.
You ever been on the phone? Been like, where's my phone at?
Right. You know,
Had your sunglasses on, be like, man, I cannot find my sunglasses, bro.
Y'all see my hat and shit sitting right on crazy. I was wondering why I was so shady all the time. The sun's never in my eyes.
My head was the one.
Right, bro. Is anybody else hot there? Scalp sweating? Bro, it's like 100 degrees. But
speaking of hot heads, Dope Outdoors.
Oh my goodness.
The special is the 28th, I think it says. The 28th is.
It's a lot of great stuff.
The 28th of May is when the special of Dope Outdoors. It was turkey season. We went turkey hunting. We didn't catch a turkey, but some things did happen. So tune in on that, and you'll see. And then also, last update is we have Jim's venison cookbook coming up.
Oh, I get to eat.
I call him Jim. It's Chef James. Chef James' cookbook.
Brother James.
We did a web series on YouTube about how to cook some venison recipes if you hunt some deer this year. And so right in time for deer season, we're going to release that deer venison cookbook.
Without further ado, Dan, I need you to tell me first off, I want to know about the name, man.
The Neighbors?
I want to know about the name, the Neighbors.
The name Neighbors came from, I can't remember, I think Tom thought of it originally. Tom, who is my neighbor, he played violin, and I was walking outside my house, my apartment, and I heard him playing violin, and so one day I saw him outside, and I was like, hey man, I heard you're playing, you should come jam with me sometime.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, so, no, he didn't sound like that.
Oh
no! He's like, yeah, man, sure, I'll come jam with you sometime. And so he came over and we played some guitar and we had a jam session like once a week. And we were just like, hey, we should start writing our own stuff. And so we started writing our own stuff. And like, hey, we kind of have a band, so we should call it something. And
right.
So he's like, we were throwing names back and forth, and I think he came up with Neighbors.
All it takes is two.
Like that, yeah.
Takes two.
Heck yeah. And then Billy came in.
I was about to say, you got another one. It takes two, but
Billy did come in eventually. I think I met Billy at the farmer's market, actually. We just talked about it.
Cool.
But yeah, he was selling honey there, and
so sweet.
I started talking to him about my publishing company, and his mother had written a children's book that I ended up publishing for him, which I'll be getting for sale right now.
And the name of that is
Animals and Friends, Counting on You.
You can always count on a friend.
10% of print sales will go to Percy Warner Park here in Tennessee. So that's good stuff. But yeah, I met Billy there. He was selling honey, and I told him about my publishing company and all that. And then I found out he was a musician, so he gave me some of his CDs, and I was like, this dude's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's jam. And he's like, all right, let's jam. And he's one of those old school dudes where he doesn't want to jam and do covers. Right. He doesn't want to come up and meet and be like, hey, let's jam these songs that have already been written.
Right, man.
He's one of those people, he'll sit down like, oh, you got anything to play that's yours? No. Well, then let's write something.
Right. And it's like, first off, the odds of you even walking out the door, man, and hearing somebody play the violin, and it's like, and it happens to be your neighbor. And I've heard him play the violin, and he's exceptionally good, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about. And he also teaches music as well.
Yeah.
And that's not the only instrument that I've heard him play. He's amazing. He is very creative. You're very creative as well. I feel like y'all are an amazing collaboration. Even when y'all let me hear, the three of y'all the other day, like y'all, it gave me more than goosebumps. It gave me tears. And I want you to talk about the name of the album. And I want you to tell me why you came up with the name. I'm not going to say it now. I want you to say it.
The name is Revival. And the reason I came up with that name, Revival, is because the album is telling the story of basically since I've been in Nashville. Because ever since I left home when I was 18, started college and all this stuff. Yeah. It's just been a completely different life. And that's why I like what you were saying with just the value of these dudes. They're both 65 years old. So they've been playing music longer than I've been alive.
Been in the game.
And that's right. So that's why I called it Revival, in the sense that, like, they already have their career. They've done their careers. And I wasn't planning on writing an album ever in my life. And just playing with these two people inspired me. Hey, we're making this good music. We should keep doing this good music. So it was just...
And good it is, Dan.
Yes. It just created kind of revival in my soul for music.
And that's what it was when I was hearing y'all, man. It was definitely a revival of emotions that I felt were long lost, bro. And that's what, I get from y'all's sound, man. Like, the fact that I think I told you that shortly after, I talked to Mr. Bill and stuff like that. We even prayed at the end of y'all's session. And, that's what it felt like. It felt like a spiritual awakening and a revival. And I got back in tune with a lot of stuff, which hopefully a lot of y'all's listeners will be able to get back in tune with themselves. Like I said, I have the utmost respect for them, and they're a high influence in your life, especially musically.
Oh, totally.
It's like I just see the notes bursting out of you, bro, and I see your head held up higher, and it's allowing me to do that, bro. And I appreciate you for allowing me to be a part of trying to get songs in order and all that, bro. Like, I've never been a part of something musical like this.
I'm even learning mandolin.
Right, look, and I have yet to find a sitar. I'm sorry, but
still working on that.
My yodeling ox is doing some online shopping, okay, in between his yodeling practices and shit.
So it is definitely a cool experience. I never thought I'd be in a band with another violin and, mandolin and banjo and all that other stuff. So I never thought I'd be in a bluegrass folk band. So I'm happy with it.
I mean, look where you moved, bro.
It feels like in Nashville.
That's what I'm like, bro. You thought you was gonna be in a rap group.
Yeah. That's in one of our big songs. We're gonna probably release it sometime this year. Music City is gonna be a single on our album. So we're gonna have 12 of them, and 2 of them are called Revival. One's Revival Prologue, and the other one is just Revival. So between all those, we'll have a Pretty Bird. We'll have I Started a Song.
Yeah.
We'll have No One Tells You, Best of Me. Put Yourself in My Blues, Cry Wolf, Friends Like These.
You got the whole list, man, and it is not written down in front of this man
at
all. That's why I'm like, oh my goodness, bro.
It's in front of me at all. Put yourself on my blues, and then shelter me. Close to you, close to me, close to me. That's something me and Billy wrote.
And if you had to generalize the type of sound that y'all are bringing, what would you have to classify it as?
I'm trying to make it as country as I possibly can, but I think it's coming off more. I guess I should say this. I want to make it as bluegrass and old folk sounding as I possibly can, but I think it's coming across more country. It's kind of more semi-modern country.
I was about to say you putting that modern spin on it, man.
Yeah, semi-modern country, yeah.
What are some of the greats you said that Mr. Bill has had the opportunity to write with? One of them was
Alison Krauss, yeah.
Okay.
He's had a chance to. He was writing with John Prine right before John Prine passed away at the beginning of COVID.
And this is Mr. Bill.
Yeah, Billy Boonsmith. He's had a whole career already. Before he even met me, he's had a whole career. He's written with. I mean, he could tell you. I wish we.
He's written with you, Dan.
Yeah,
so
he's written with me too.
Right.
Yeah. I wish that we could record a lot of the stories that he tells me while we're writing,
Me too,
talking, and hanging out, because he tells a lot of really great stories about a lot of people who aren't around anymore, and a lot of people who were around those people aren't around anymore. So I think
Straight
there's
from the horse's mouth.
exactly, it really is, dude. He was around in the writing circles and around the people in the writing circles when all these great hits and stuff were being written, and when all these writing circles, these famous, legendary writing circles and writing spots and stuff were coming up around Nashville. He was right there. He was in it. So I'll bet there's not many people in this town that you could mention as far as songwriting this guy doesn't know, which is really valuable as far as his knowledge. Because that's what when you come to Music City and you want to do music, that's what you come for. You got to know people. That's the big thing about networking.
Yeah, that's most done because I don't know nobody out
That's
there.
what I'm telling. I'm trying to tell my sister, the host of the Rocket Science show. I'm trying to get her out here because I'm like, look, you can write the best song in the world and no one ever hears it. No one gives a shit. You gotta write the best song in the world with other people so that other people can love that shit too.
And don't be scared. Don't be scared to put your all out there.
Right?
Man.
Yeah. Don't be scared to share. So many people are so competitive nowadays, and they're blah blah blah. Oh, this is exclusive. Oh, look.
Right.
Oh, me or you, and it's gonna be me. Kind of shit. I'm not into that. I'm
man.
into the storytelling. Like, tell me a story. How can I help you tell the story you want to tell on the level you want to tell it? You don't want to be a bestseller? Fine, don't be a bestseller.
Cool.
Right? Yeah, I'll help you be what you want to be because that's the stories we tell.
I think you fire building people up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You definitely helped me reinforce a lot of shit I got going on in my life, bro. So
there is some good country. There is some good country. The modern country would convince you otherwise. But there's some good guys out there. Chris Stapleton, Sturgill Simpson, Drake White.
I like Tyler Childers.
Tyler Childers is
And
lit.
then what's that band? With the dirty lady?
Yeah, dirty lady.
She looked dirty. She looked dirty. He had the other guy had T-Rex arms and a shark mouth. But they are beautiful. Like, I'm ugly as fuck, so look, I mean, shit, bro.
They did look like some country folk.
They did. They look like they walked right out of. They look like they escaped the fucking.
Boonies.
No, not even that. What was that shit? When
Swamp?
I keep wanting to say dusty shit. The Depression. They look like they came out of the fucking Great Depression, bruh. Hey. Bruh, that's what I was trying to think of. Because I didn't want to say mountains. I didn't want to say coal mine. They look like they came out of the fucking Great Depression.
Coal mine. Damn.
And
you just kept getting lower and lower.
Right. I mean, shit. That's what my people grew up in.
I think it's a great segue talking about coming from the coal mines.
Most not. From real shit. Like, they really from out. Like, okay, that giant long picture that's hanging above the windows when we was at Nana's.
Okay.
That is literally, like, generations of my family in a coal mine. They was in that shit. That's out crazy. There in Slide Fork, West Virginia.
Our ancestors were coal miners, too.
Yeah.
And our family from West Virginia.
Did we just become related?
We just became distantly related.
Oh, no. I got him. Suspect has just... No, I'm flat looking.
I was born in.
Right, we haven't even been in America.
I'm not that Irish.
I knew it. You and your 4-leaf clovers everywhere.
No, but no. I'm gonna do a song from our album that it's in demo mode, so it's not gonna sound like what I'm playing you right now, but it's the idea. The reason it's called No One Tells You is because I wrote it when I was in a pretty low spot. They just turned my power off. They turned my lights off because they couldn't pay the bill. So, but the reason I write No One Tells You is because no one tells you how hard your shit is gonna be. When when they're like, oh yeah, you can go and make a career in music. They don't tell you how hard that shit is. And all the shit that you're going to go through. So I wrote a song called No One Tells You, and this is it.
Okay. Crisscross applesauce time.
That's right. Is this the big show? This is how it's supposed to go. We set out to have it all. It wasn't such a lonely road. Things keep changing. No, nothing stays the same. We're both trying this damn hard. Then why is there so much pain? No one tells you. There's no writing on the wall. No one tells you. We're all a little lost. Time feels that all your fears are just a few words from being real. No one tells you. It's worth it all. You say you're gifted, and you're gonna go so far. All these helpful premonitions hold no candle in the dark. 'Cause no one tells you. There's no writing on the wall. No one tells you. We're all a little lost. Time feels that all your fears are just a few words from being real. No one tells you. There are shadows in the valley, and lonely rainy nights, and no one tell you all the things you'll have to rise above and fight. No one tells you. No one tells you. There's no writing on the wall. No one tells you. We're all a little lost. Time feels that all your fears are just a few words from being real. No one tells you. But it's worth it all.
No, they do not tell you.
Hell no, they don't let you know. Another one.
Another. Oh, wait, that might
My
be copyrighted.
favorite line was
Right.
Hold on, that's trademark?
Let me,
My favorite line was in the bridge. It says, "No one tells you all the." I wrote troubles actually. But what I actually think I said was, "No one tells you all the problems, hardship." I don't remember what I said, but what I wrote is, "No one tells you all the troubles you'll have to rise above and fight." That's my favorite line.
That's right. Some things are better left unsaid. Felt, man. I like the way you've been feeling your life through Nashville, through your music, bro. I feel like you've been finding yourself a lot, and then finding yourself in your music even more, and it really reflects, the emotion that you've gone through, on your journey. Like, to me, this whole shit is a journey. I think you did a real good job the way you pieced this together and the lyrical thought that you put in all your verses. Because like you said, it's not no bullshit, man. This is a real story. Like, if I had to read your album, if your album was a book,
That'd be fun.
That'd
be cool.
If your album was a book, the imagery in my head from just hearing the music, that's why I zone out a lot of the times when you play. I be having like a little movie in my head.
Oh yeah,
when Mr. Bill play and Mr. Tom play, it'd be like a little movie in my head.
I can appreciate that.
Shit, I appreciate your music, motherfucker.
That's what we spent a lot of time. I think we even had, we had over 20 songs that we were talking about doing.
Yeah.
Well over, actually, 20 songs. We had to narrow it down from a pile of, I couldn't even count how many songs that was. Maybe 50 or 60 songs. That's what we started with. Then we narrowed it down like 20. And so these are the 12 that made it. And some of the 12 that made it weren't even in the pile. I think we wrote 8.
Right, because you handed Nia like... Yeah. You handed her like 4 pages, not even 4 pages, like, at least like 4 stacks or some shit. One song, I thought it was the same song. He was like, nah, bro, it's 2 different songs. I was like, good, because the contrast and emotion from this one and this one had me feeling a little bipolar, Dan.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I was just happy as fuck. And I'm like, man, this really touched me on some profound shit. Like, oh my God, where did this come from?
I love writing off of premises. Like, usually I'll write just a title of the song, and I'll start writing the song.
And to me, that's a lot more complicated. Like, usually when I write music, it'll just be whatever's on my mind and my thoughts, and then I'll try and derive something from the material that I put down. And you're so organized, you have a prompt to go off of, and you're just like, let me. And I believe that's what a lot of great artists have the ability to do. You know, focus on a subject, and your subject proves that you're an amazing storyteller.
And we try to tell stories within stories. Even some of the songs are about people that aren't even, like, we make up a story for the song.
Right.
Like, old Joe goes down to the market, and Joe had a big old hard day.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, and what did Joe buy at the market, then?
So, yeah. So, that's the fun thing. Storytelling in music. Yay!
Right, the art of storytelling.
And we're the neighbors, and we're going to be coming up with some music for you guys this summer and this fall, and I think we're probably going to come out with the album. It'll probably end up being next year. It'll probably end up being around spring.
I was about to say the revival, you know, spring.
Yeah, or it'll be near my birthday. I want to aim for my birthday in October, because if I can accomplish all of my goals by my birthday, I won't have to work for the rest of the year.
Right. Yeah, and you work hard, you play hard.
That's right. I don't have to work for Christmas to sell books, but other than that.